What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Magicide, and welcome to my brand new series here playing the original Guild Wars. This is Guild Wars 1. It's been a really long time since I last played. I have quite a history with this game since its released. It was originally developed by ArenaNet and then published by NCSoft. Even though the Wikipedia page says it was released in 2005, I know that that's incorrect because I remember playing it in 2004. I also have an old computer games magazine that I know I have copies of from 2004 that said it was releasing in 2004. So I swear to God it was released in 2004. But anyways, I played this game a whole hell of a lot in 2004 and 2005. And then at the very end of 2006, 2007. Then I put it down again, and then I picked it back up again in 2011 until sometime in 2012. And then that was the last time I played. And I think it's about time I actually jump back into this. I think this game is one of those titles that I just never really gave it the credit that it was due when it comes to like my personal top 10 list, and I'm really thinking I need to adjust that because I've had a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment out of this title over the years. This is a MMORPG, one of the original ones that I feel like should have always had the credit just in general with the public, because it was fairly innovative in the fact that it didn't charge a subscription fee and it just wasn't filled with garbage. It didn't have like you know, most of the other shit that MMOs had in it. And also, like, you know, the game was kind of unique in the fact that everything was basically instanced. So it wasn't like you had like open world PvP, which I feel like is kind of actually to the detriment of this game because I'm a big fan of open world PvP. But you know what? What the hell? This is what a game that I'm going to be playing predominantly as a live stream. Although I'm also planning on doing it as kind of a hybrid type of thing where I predominantly play this as a live stream, but I will record just regular non-live videos every once in a while, just for the hell of it. This is if you're seeing this, that means I'm already finished up with my other series and I'm busy with other endeavors in my personal life. I've got a couple other projects that I really need to work on and concentrate on, and when it came down to actually deciding on what game I wanted to play while I was doing these things, I either finished or figured out I was going to play a nice long game, something that I could invest a lot of time into, or it was just going to be a bunch of small games that I could be kind of non-committal with, and I decided on the former rather than the latter. So last night I installed the game and I bought another character slot here, and we're going to start off. We're going to start off from the very beginning in Prophecies, in the original core game, and then we're going to play through all of it. We're going to play through all the content. I'm going to see how long I can actually take this. So let's jump right in. We're going to make a role-playing character here, and I gave it a fair amount of thought about actually what kind of build I wanted to make as well. I'm one of those elitist, completist types out there, so I want to play something that I really haven't invested too much time in. And also, you know, my main characters, you know, it's like I ended up going through the entire game and getting all of the skills, all of the elite skills and everything, and that's what I'm hoping to do with some of these other character classes. Originally, I was going to opt for a warrior elementalist because there's this really cool, like, tank build that's good for, I think, some of the Nightfall dungeons, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I actually decided against the idea of it because I remembered how warriors operated, and having elementalist as your secondary actually is really micro intensive because you don't really get much energy regeneration as a warrior. So I decided, you know what, the class that I feel like is the most unique in this game and the most fun to play is actually the Mesmer. So we're gonna go with the Mesmer, and we're gonna play as a female, of course. We always play as females. And let's go ahead and get ourselves a hairstyle here. Let's get something kind of sexy. I know the hairstyles are a bit different depending on what class you got. I figured this was probably be the best to record on my own instead of it being live streamed, because I can understand how impatient this would feel, or even kind of how boring it would feel if you were watching this live. Boy, these hairstyles for the Mesmer are awful. I wish there was additional hairstyles. What is this, like a Marsha Brady kind of look? Yeah, I don't know. There we go. It's like the something 1950s or 1960s. It looks like a hairstyle you would see in like Mad Men. I guess we're gonna have to go with that here. Hairdo. Let's go for some kind of schnazzy. Fortunately, the hair color styles are just... leaves a lot to be desired. You know what? Do we want like a fuchsia? Or do we want a red? I don't know, it's kind of like more like a strawberry blend. Let's go with silver. How about that? As far as faces go, let's see here. I do have to applaud this game. I mean, when it did come out, it did actually have all these customization features that weren't available in a lot of other games. All right, we'll go with this this kind of pouty look. And as far as hair or skin color, let's go for something a little... Boy, this is really basic for a Mesmer. I was sitting there screwing around with possibly creating that warrior, like I was saying before last night, and man, it has so many more options. It's kind of they dropped the ball on this. Yeah, let's give her like a tan. Make her a little bit more dark-skinned. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so as far as... Oh, that's right, this is her clothing style, right? We shouldn't really worry about the clothing style, or at least the colors of this, because that's going to change. Although we do want body scale. You know something? I'm definitely a fan of the petite ladies, so let's make you kind of petite here. And as far as the colors on your outfit, it doesn't really matter, like I was saying, like we're gonna get new gear anyways. But it's kind of bland looking, very muted. We just go with purple. Purple mask. There we go. That looks alright. How about for the legs? Oh, we don't, I was hoping for black. There is dye in this game where you can actually dye your armor and things, and black dye is one of the rarest ones, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with white. All right, so that's going to be our starting character. As far as our name, we're going to call her Magicide, naturally. And we'll call you Magicide Mage Mute. Look at that, I can actually fit it. So the way this game works is that you have to have two names. You have to have basically a first name and a last name, and the first letter in the actual name is always going to be capitalized. So you can't have like camel script or anything. You can't have any weird characters, right? I don't think I could put in hyphens. No, can't do any hyphens or anything else like that. So when it comes to actual names, I can't have a singular name. I can't just name her Magicide. I was thinking about naming her, obviously, Mages Die first, but I'm like, nah, it seems kind of janky for a character name. So Magicide Mage Mute. Now, the only reason why I'm going to call her Magicide Mage Mute instead of like Mage Masher or something like that is because, well, we are playing kind of a mage character, or at least a caster. They're technically like a debuffer and an interrupter. It's kind of like your equivalent to Magic the Gathering's counterspells for to some extent. And since we're not actually mashing anything, we're definitely going to be muting things. So this seems like a pretty apt name. Let's start our campaign. Just gonna let the story roll out for you people, so you guys can kind of get a little bit of a background.
The last day dawns on the kingdom of Ascalon. It arrives with no fanfare, no tolling of alarms. Those who will remember will speak fondly of the warm morning breeze. People carry on with their daily lives, unaware that in a short while, everything they have ever known will come to an end.
Scribe?
Yes, my lord.
These Char are relentless, but we shall hold the wall at all costs.
Yes, my lord.
Take this message to Sir Titus. Go forth and recruit the strongest, the smartest. Bring to me the bravest in all of Ascalon. Find me the heroes who will lead our kingdom to glory.
As you command, my king.
So as far as this part of the game goes, it's actually called the Pre-Searing Ascalon, or just Pre-Searing. This is my favorite part of this entire game, to be very honest. I played through all of its content, except for a lot of the Eye of the North, the last actual expansion of the game. I haven't played through too much of that. So we are playing an MMO, which means that we are going to have to deal with, you know, random people. And with random people comes with random jokers and smokers and assholes and whatnot. So I can't control what other people are going to do in this game. But, well, we only have to deal with it really in town, or if we ended up partying up with somebody else. So it's been a really long time since I played this game. Like I said, it's been about, what, 6 plus, or about 7 years since I last touched it. So I need to get actually back in the rhythm of seeing what's what. And figuring out, you know, I tried to do actually my controls last night by myself and just try to roll with it. Alright, so as far as our weapons, let's go. I think we just need the one. So we have a starter cane. Okay. Alright. Excuse me, aren't you gonna meet Sir Titus? Sure. So I gotta remember, there was a way to actually like change your title and whatnot. So you have your character, right? And you can get actual titles in this game, right? And there was this one title, like if we take a zoom out and look through the map, there's if we go to Ascalon City here, there's a way to actually get over the wall here, and then there's the bad guys, the Char, and you can actually fight these guys. And if you end up getting to the max level, which is level 20, you get this special title called the Legendary Defender of Ascalon. But I've never actually attained that title before because it involves an insane amount of grinding. You have to do some really crazy shit to actually get to level 20. Like, you don't want to actually finish any of the quests in the game. You want to save the quests until you get to, like, level 16, and then you start to do all the quests and turn them in because you get all those big XP bonuses and things. I'm not going to do that. That's a big pain in the ass. I may end up doing a little bit of char hunting because you do get some pretty decent items over there. And ironically, I actually think that unless they changed it, there's a higher chance that you can get actually black dye in Pre-Searing. The other thing, too, is you get, like, the unique bags, the char bags and whatnot. Alright, so we are playing in January 2018, of course. This is when I'm starting this up. So I do have already have a bunch of costumes. We're not going to screw around with that yet. But we can get a hat. Yes, make me a mirthful... we don't have any money yet, right? Yeah, we have $0. So I'm going to go collect some cash. Man, it's been a really long time since I played this. All right, let's go speak to Sir Titus. I'm not going to read all of the quest descriptions and whatnot. That'd be a little overbearing. Okay, so I got to go to Lakeside County and meet with Sebado the Mesmer. All right. Let's go over here. We've got the 10 gold. Let's go get ourselves a mirthful dragon mask. Please make me a new hat. There we go. It's so crazy to actually come into a really old game like this. This place used to be so populated. I was playing this game rather late last night. It was probably around like 1 in the morning. There was like 2 people on. There's actually people here now, which is great. So here we are in Pre-Searing. So I'll tell you guys what, I'm not going to really do too much here in Pre-Searing. I don't really want to spoil it. I actually really want to do some of this content when it comes to live streaming and whatnot. I just really wanted to get a quick starter video kind of up and running. I will publish this, obviously, after my other series are finished, and I can actually dedicate all of my time to playing this instead of all of that, because all that stuff will be finished. So I look forward to seeing you guys when we start to live stream this. So I will see you then. Thank you very much for joining me. Take care and have a good one. But wait. There's more. I did something that I said I wasn't going to do, that I never thought I was ever going to accomplish. And I'm going to display it here for its own posterity. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am level 19. I'm 920 experience points away from being level 20 in Pre-Searing, which means that I'm going to get the Legendary Defender Legendary Defender of Ascalon title. A title that has eluded me for years and years and years. Because back in the day, this title was a nightmare grindfest. I mean, even more than it is now. You used to basically have to death level. Lieutenant Langmar didn't give you a daily Vanguard quest once you hit level 10. That wasn't a thing. You actually had to basically come over here to the Green Hills County area, and there's like these little moss spiders, and you sit next to a resurrection shrine basically, and you let the thing kill you. You aggro the thing, and then you stop attacking it, and then you let it kill you, and basically you level up that creature, that moss spider, and then eventually once you get it up to a certain level, then you kill it, and then you do this over and over and over and over again. I mean, if grinding enemies for their experience points wasn't hard enough, you had to do that. It was fucking ridiculous. I never attempted it because I was like, that's just too much. You know, I've got a lot of extra time in my hands, but no way. So I think it was 2011 they introduced the Vanguard quest here through Lieutenant Langmar. Basically, they're daily quests. However, yesterday's quest, which would be Tuesday the 30th of January, was the go find Farmer Hamnet. And I did that. And basically what you do is you don't find the farmer. You just go over there and you just farm the actual bandit dudes that are up there in the mountain. And you just do it over and over and over again. And then when you hit 16, you basically do all your quests. All the quests that you've been basically banking here. And then you grind the rest of the way until you get to this point. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. Yeah, buddy. Booyah, motherfucker. I got that shit. I am definitely going to be displaying it right now. Let's see here. Title, Legendary Defender of Ascalon. It's my first time. So, there's that, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys in the rest of the campaign where we actually start the real Prophecies campaign. The actual core game. So, thank you very much. I will see you guys when we get into Post-Searing. When I actually record it. I don't really want to miss out on that. There are some cutscenes and whatnot. So here's where we're at. I've done a lot of trading while I've been doing this. I hunted a lot of char. And I sold a whole bunch of stuff, so that's why I have a awesome amount of money. And what you see in my inventory right now is basically like all these vials of dye. I got that just from grinding out in the... down here in Wizard's Folly, leveling up and whatnot. So that's where all that stuff came from. Basically, all of it, except for some of these other like random trophy items. But all these dyes, most of the irises, the iris flowers, I just got those from basically wandering around and whatnot. Actually, I need to sell that. But I've been pretty prodigious about my picking up of things. I also have a couple unidentified purple things here that I need to probably chuck and sell at some point. Might want to do that before I leave here. I don't know. Should I leave or should I stay or should I go now? You know, that's a good question. I don't really want to, after grinding for the many hours that I have, I really don't want to stick around in this shit anymore. Otherwise, I would stay around and try to sell off all the stuff. Actually, you know what? That's probably a good idea. I think I will. I think I will indeed try to sell off some of my things because these iris flowers here are doing me absolutely no good sitting in my inventory and going into Post-Searing. So I'll tell you guys what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to sell some of this junk. Some of these things, like some of these random trophies and whatnot, and hopefully these unidentified purples. And then we will go into Post-Searing. Okie dokie. So I sold a whole bunch of stuff here, and there was somebody giving off some dyes. I did do a quick transfer with a separate account. Make sure I got all of my dyes and everything else I want to bring with me. So let's jump right in. Yes, we're ready to leave everything behind. Let's go into Post-Searing here. Basically what it's going to do is it's going to throw us in an arena. Which is cool. I'm just going to try to actually do all of the, whatchamacallit, the map exploration. Boy, I don't remember it being like this. I remember it being an actual... It was a battle. I mean, like an arena battle. That's the way it used to be. I wonder when they changed this. So if we look at our map, we're in the Northlands. No, we're not. We're over here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought we were up here. Okay, so... I just want to make sure that we have all of our map exploration, because that is something that I'm going to try to get through. I'm actually going to try to get the Cartographer titles, so we want to make sure that we get all of the map exploration. So, what's going on here? I think we just have to wait for them to finish yakking here. Come on, gentlemen. Can we go yet? Nope. As soon as you're ready, the prince himself will accompany you to cast you a char, blah, 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 blah. Yes, come on. Let's get on with it. Now, it used to be... Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we are going to the... whatchamacallit, the arena. But it sounded like we're actually going to be fighting... No, we're going to be fighting some char. Interesting. I don't think I've ever done this before. I really wonder if this has anything to do with me being the Legendary Defender of Ascalon. Is my title not being shown here? What's going on? Give me my title, damn it. Well, this is totally new for me then. I've never seen this before. I don't remember ever having to do this. I know it's fairly boring to actually scrape along the edges here, but it is a priority. Because I want to get... Well, actually, you know what? Technically speaking... Whoa, is this... This water's healing? Really? What's this? Favorable winds. Okay, so it's the, whatchamacallit? One of the spirits that one of the char guys actually headed up. Because I think he's a, an actual ranger. This is very interesting. I have never seen this before. You know, when it comes to the cartography, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that pre-searing doesn't actually count towards it. But I am kind of like the elitist completist, so we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and scrape along the edges real quick. And I do have to say that in the future, I'm going to be doing all the map exploration, the scraping and whatnot, by myself, because there's no point in me recording that. That'd be incredibly boring. Unless, of course, everybody's like looking or wants to watch me do it just so they can see how it's done themselves. But basically, this is pretty much how you do it. You just scrape along the edges like this. Okay, so we got a bunch of grawl here. So where the hell is this this char? Did I pass him up? You weak, pathetic fool. So I'm really curious, actually. Were we able to actually get up there on this big rock outcropping plateau-looking thing? I think we might have. There was that... Okay, so there's Mr. Doontooth. So it looks like we can't actually get up there. I think we actually have to go through the cave here. That's fine. Again, this is a totally new experience for me. I don't think I've ever seen this before. And I'm pretty sure that this has to be... Unless, of course, ArenaNet changed it. This might be completely unique to just being level 20. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, is that I did go for my secondary class, the Elementalist. I think I mentioned that previously. There wasn't really a specific build that I had in mind. Originally, what I said before is I really wanted to go for a warrior build. Like a warrior elementalist build. Because I saw a really awesome combination there where it's like you can become like this total awesome tank, because there's some really great elementalist skills. But apparently that build is only good for a couple, I think, of the Nightfall dungeons. And one of my great reluctances for actually doing it was the fact that warriors have really awful energy regeneration. And it's just kind of a shitty combination, if you ask me. And I completely forgot about that because, like I said, again, that the last time I played this game was probably back in 2011. So when I was sitting there thinking about builds and what I wanted to actually make, and I sat there and thought about the warrior elementalist, I completely forgot about that. I swear this has got to be unique to being the Legendary Defender. Not a big deal. Get through a couple of these little level 1 and level 3 Grawl. I also joined a guild, as you can see. I'm part of the Legit Guild. They went ahead and invited me, so if we take a look at our alliance, there's several of these Legit Guild factions or guilds themselves that are just one big alliance. I don't know any of these people. They just kind of invited me, and I saw that they had a lot of members, at least in pre-searing. And so far, they've been super active, which is great. So hopefully you'll be able to just stick with these guys. As long as no stupid shit ends up happening. Like some infighting or something weird, but I have never really experienced that. You know, I'm gonna take my time here. We're gonna just take out these Grawl first. Wow. That was incredibly easy. And by the way, there was a quest with Gwen. So she gives you like a tattered...
It was on that day that the Char discovered a way around the Great Wall. A way to bring it down. This is where the true story begins.
Okay, there's our cutscene. So anyways, as I was saying, there's this like little quest where Gwen gives you like a tattered cape or a whatchamacallit, a tapestry of some kind. It's basically, I think you have to do it in one succession. And if you don't do it then, I think you might be screwed out of it. It's basically, you have to go get her broken flute. She gives you the quest to get the broken flute. And once you give the broken flute to her, then I think you're supposed to have her follow you around. And then you're supposed to go up to a merchant, buy a brand new flute, in which case she wants the flute. You give her the flute. And then there's the 200 gold little girl's cape. And you have to buy that for her too in the same sequence after you give her the flute. The brand new one, that is. And then after that, you're supposed to give her a red iris flower. And apparently, she gives you a tattered tapestry or something like that that you can use in the Eye of the North expansion. And for whatever reason, I wasn't able to get my hands on it. Maybe I just completely forgot about it. I don't know. But right now, basically, we just have to go into the ruined remains of Ascalon here. So I gotta remember actually how to get down there. Kind of nice to actually have some henchmen now. So there's Ascalon City. think we just straight up get in here. You know, I could have swore I remembered before you spawned like somewhere way over here. You actually had to fight your way into the city. But nevertheless, here we are in Post-Searing. This is like the main capital hub here, or the old ruins of Ascalon. And this is where I'm going to cut it off. I think what I'll do is I will just kind of get myself a little bit situated here. I need to visit the Zaishin chest thingy so I can dump all this dye and stuff in there. And then I think we'll probably start to live stream this. That's my plan anyways. And like I said, just to remind everybody that I do plan on making this kind of a hybrid campaign series where I do some episodes that are just not live streamed, and other times I'm going to definitely live stream it. But I do plan on doing the live streaming thing in the majority of this, and we do plan on going through the entire game, not just Prophecies. I would like to actually go through all of Factions, all of Nightfall, and then finally Eye of the North. But we're going to have to cross that bridge when we come to it, because that's a lot of content, and that's going to take a long time to do all of the above. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you guys when we start to live stream. Take care and have yourselves a good one.